If you want to help your baby enter or engage into the pelvis either during your pregnancy or during labor, in this video, I'm going to break down some exercises to create more space in the top of the pelvis to help your baby engage. Hey, my name is Gina. I'm a perinatal fitness trainer and birth doula and the author of Training for Two. Training for Two is my book on how you can utilize prenatal fitness for a strong pregnancy, a pain-free pregnancy, and also to help you prepare for birth. And I break down how you can open each of the pelvic levels with either prenatal exercises or laboring positions to create more space to allow your baby to more easily navigate through the pelvis. The top of the pelvis is the pelvic inlet. This is where your baby is going to first enter or engage into the pelvis. The pelvic inlet is going to open more with external hip rotation, where the knees are wide, in addition to pelvic tilting. An anterior pelvic tilt or arching more in the back changes the pubic bone angle and also makes external rotation easier to create more space for your baby, more towards the front half of the inlet, while that posterior pelvic tilt, where we're tucking that butt underneath, is going to move the sacral promontory or the junction between your lumbar spine and your sacrum backwards, creating more space front to back and creating more space in the posterior portion of the inlet. During pregnancy, there are some common postural tendencies that make it a little bit harder for us to find that posterior position, which could make it a little bit harder for baby to enter into the pelvis. In addition, a tighter back half of the pelvic floor and decreased space in the posterior inlet can actually push the baby forward, making it harder for them to align and enter into the pelvis. So one of the things that happens during pregnancy is we tend to favor a more arched back position where the lats get tighter and hip flexors get tighter, which pulls that pelvis forward. And so some of the exercises that we can do will be releasing those hip flexors and releasing the lat to make it easier for you to find that tucked butt position. In addition, the back half of the pelvic floor can tighten, pushing baby forward as well. And so releasing the posterior pelvic floor can be beneficial to helping baby engage. If you want more exercises to help prepare your body for birth and to create space within your pelvis while also releasing tension within your pelvic floor, check out our online prenatal fitness programs. Our online prenatal fitness programs are offered in two formats. We have our app-based format and our on-demand-based format. The app-based format is a list of exercises with short demo videos, which includes strength exercises. So if you like working out with a barbell and at a gym setting, this is a great option for you. While our on-demand workout program is going to be full-length workout videos that you follow and work out with at the same time. Both programs incorporate pelvic floor mobility exercises, birth prep exercises, in addition to all of the accessory work to help improve mobility of your pelvis. You can check out all of our prenatal fitness programs on our website at mamastayfit.com and use code YouTube10 to get 10% off any of our online offerings. And you can even bundle prenatal fitness with childbirth education and pelvic floor prep to save an additional 15% off. Now let's break down some exercises that you can do both during pregnancy and during labor to help create more space in the top of the pelvis to help your baby better align to engage, and then also to create more space so that there's more room for your baby to engage into your pelvis. The first movement that you can do is releasing the hip flexors in addition to the lats with a half kneeling hip flexor stretch. In both of these movements, your partner can assist you to bring you a little bit deeper into them. So first is this half kneeling hip flexor release. You're going to tuck the butt underneath and then push the hips forward. That posterior pelvic tilt is going to lengthen the psoas muscles known as your hip flexors. Then we're going to reach overhead with that same side arm. So we have a straight line from that knee all the way up to the hand. And you're going to kind of banana in the upper body. So we have a little bit of like a side bend here. So now we're going to feel more of a stretch in that side body and in that hip. Your partner can then stand next to you to brace you so they don't pull you over, and they can kind of pull up and across to kind of lengthen a little bit more in the lats. And from here, you can kind of explore like rotating a little bit more in the upper body in either direction to see how it feels in the lat musculature as well. You can also do a side-lying partner-supported hip flexor release, which can be really helpful if you're in labor and you have an epidural or you're feeling more fatigued. And so your partner will place their hand on kind of the back of your hip, and then they're going to route their arm underneath to support your knee. And now typically you're going to do this on an elevated surface, not down on the floor. From here, I'm going to bring the knees a little bit closer together, and then I'm going to push and pull as I bring the knee back and push the hips forward. And they should feel a big stretch in that hip flexor. If they don't, just lower the knee a little bit more and then press, and they'll probably feel it a little bit more. So lots of communication can be really helpful. You'll hold this for like 30 seconds to a minute and then release. And then you can come back into it and then do the other side. A movement that we can do to help release the back half of the pelvic floor to allow baby to come back so they can align into the pelvis is going to be this half lunge position. So we're going to bring the right leg up in this open lunge position, and then you're going to press the inside of your knee out and then put weight into this big toe and arch to keep that foot down. You're going to feel a big stretch in like the upper groin area, and you can just rock kind of in and out of this. And what this is doing is it's releasing the overactivity of that half of the pelvic floor, which may be pushing the baby forward and kind of pulling the sacrum forward, keeping baby from being able to align into the pelvis. Now, if you have an epidural or you want a different variation to stretch that upper inner thigh to offload the glute, we can also do a fire hydrant variation with the peanut ball. With an epidural, you can still do upright positions if you can get into them on your own, so with fairly little assistance. If you can get into them with fairly little assistance, usually it's safe for you to be there. If someone needs to kind of pick you up and put you in those positions, then we may want to do more supine or side-lying positions instead. If you can get into this position though, we're going to do a fire hydrant to do that same upper groin stretch to help offload that right half of the pelvic floor or the left half of the pelvic floor to allow baby to come back and drop into the pelvis a little bit more. You'll stay in this position for like 20 to 30 minutes or until you feel a shift. Now, if you cannot get into an upright position and you are in labor with an epidural, we can also do an exaggerated side-lying position where we find a more open hip position. So the leg is going to be out to the side, similar to that half lunge position. On the peanut ball, your partner can pull the leg so you feel that inner groin stretch, and then you'll just kind of hold this position for 20 to 30 minutes, and then you can try the other side as well. If you want to help your baby enter or engage into the pelvis, we need to be able to create more space in the top of the pelvis. One of the positions that tends to be more challenging during pregnancy and labor to find is that posterior pelvic position, because during pregnancy, we tend to favor a more extended spine position. And so releasing the hip flexors and the lats can help you find more of that posterior position to create more space in the back half of the pelvic inlet. In addition, offloading the pelvic floor so that it's not as active can help to decrease the activity around the sacrum, allowing it to move so that baby can come backwards as well. There's a variety of movements that you can do during pregnancy to improve hip flexor and lat mobility, in addition to improving mobility to create space in the top of the pelvis, the middle, and the bottom of the pelvis. And we incorporate a lot of those exercises into our prenatal fitness programs. So it's daily workouts to help you stay strong and pain-free throughout your pregnancy, while also helping you to prepare for birth by creating space throughout the pelvic levels. You can prepare for birth by ensuring that the movement patterns required to open the top, the middle, and the bottom of the pelvis are accessible to you now during pregnancy so that you can do them during labor as well. Some labor stalls are due to decreased mobility of the pelvis, and so improving mobility of the pelvis is only beneficial for both you and your baby. If you want to learn more on how your baby navigates the pelvis, how to create more space within the different parts of your pelvis as well, check out our online childbirth education course where we break down the science of birth and the mechanics of birth so that you can understand what is even happening during your labor. You can bundle childbirth education with prenatal fitness and pelvic floor prep to save an additional 15% off, and use that code YouTube10 to get 10% off any of our online offerings. If you enjoyed this video and you want more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you get notified whenever we release new videos. We release tons of educational videos throughout the week, a new podcast episode every Wednesday, and new workouts every Tuesday.